Hello, everybody. Welcome to another episode of Hope Without Sight with your host, Sailor Cooper, and
this is your co-host, Tyler Evans.
yeah, you're finally back. I know you missed yesterday because you were at a Bible group, but that's okay. You know, I guess I could do a few episodes without you. I mean, but you're here now, so
but I did listen to it though.
Oh, good. Awesome. So yeah, this is episode 35. Yeah, 35 episodes being recorded. So on today's episode, we have a very special woman who's also overcome challenges in life. She's a disabled mother, wife who's taking care of kids, and she's also a survivor of trauma and other forms of assault. But despite this, she appears to be doing well and has come out on top. So please welcome Lauren Rose. Lauren, great to have you here on the show.
Hi, thanks for having me. This is exciting.
So let's get started. Tell us about yourself and how you got where you are today.
So just, I guess, a quick recap of my life, just because it relates to kind of what's going on now. So I was adopted when I was 9 weeks old. My birth mom was 16. She put me up for adoption immediately. I was raised in a household with a verbally abusive father. And when I was 15, I developed an eating disorder, and I started having migraines and just daily, like, I guess, tension headaches, because I was just in a really bad place emotionally. I think I'd been depressed and had anxiety since I was about 8. And then when I was 18, I had a cousin who sexually assaulted me. And then when I was 19 and early 20s, I was again assaulted and physically abused by a guy I was seeing. By the time I was 35, I had chronic migraines for 20 years. And I went into a 4-week inpatient pain recovery program, and I learned, a lot of stuff about pain. One thing being that between 50 and 80% of our physical pain is actually from emotional pain. So I got out of that program. I soon discovered I have autoimmune disease, spondyloarthropathy, rheumatoid arthritis, osteoarthritis, and degenerative disc disease. 2016 was really rough going to work. I had excruciating spinal pain. I wore a back brace every day. I could barely walk. I ended up having to go on short-term disability in January of 2017 because my spine pain was just so bad, I just couldn't function anymore. While I was on short-term disability, I went to physical therapy. I was getting steroid injections, but my pain started spreading. So the arthritis wasn't just in my spine anymore. It was in basically all of my joints. And just for fun, I developed fibromyalgia while I was on short-term disability because, not that I needed another chronic pain issue, but that developed. In July of 2017, after 6 months, my short-term disability expired, and the company that I worked for, which I loved and was planning on working for my entire life, they eliminated my position. And that just took my breath away. I was devastated. I loved this company. I loved my job.
What company was it?
It's a construction company based in Seattle, Washington.
Oh, so you were in construction then, it sounds like.
Yeah, I did the administrative side, office management, executive support, just office work, not actual construction. Because I don't like the Texas heat. It gets pretty hot outside.
It does. Yeah, it is. I'm here in the Houston, Texas area. So.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I lived in Houston for a few years.
Oh, wow.
So after they eliminated my position, I became incredibly depressed. And this was just more than the regular depression that I normally felt. It was really deep depression. I felt like I lost my purpose in life. And I mean, I barely got out of bed, and that was just to take care of my 4 or 5-year-old daughter. It was a really dark place. I felt like I'd lost my identity because I'd lost my job. I lost my career. I lost my ability to function because of my chronic pain. And I felt like I had no purpose in life. I couldn't even say my purpose was to take care of my family because I couldn't even do that very well because I could barely move. So I spent about 2 years in a really dark place. And then I guess one day I just decided I just decided I didn't want my daughter to grow up and remember me as her mommy who was always in bed all the time depressed.
No.
So yeah, that's not how I want to be remembered. So I ended up joining a women's Bible study. They were reading this book called It's Not Supposed to Be This Way, which is exactly how I felt about my life. This is not what I'd been working for. This is not what I'd planned. I planned on having this rocking career and being a working mom and just, kicking butt in the career. And that just wasn't how I'd planned it. So two things got me out of depression. One was I had a lady in my group who encouraged me to practice intentional daily gratitude.
Oh,
She
yes. It
she
helps.
has yeah, she has this organization called Grateful Gratitude. It's a nonprofit, and that's all that they're about. So she encouraged me just every night, close my eyes and think of 3 things I'm grateful for. And I mean, it got to the point where I was being grateful that I can, so like that, just really appreciating what I still could do instead of focusing on what I couldn't do. And that was a big change. And the other thing that really got me out of my depression is realizing that God, or if you're not a God person,
We are.
yourself or the universe. Okay, so in my case, God could take my broken life and make something beautiful out of it.
Yeah,
And
that's the way to go, Tyler. You believe it because we're Christians too.
Oh
that's
yeah.
awesome. And that,
Absolutely.
yeah, that is not something that I'd considered before. I was so focused on all that I'd lost and grieving that 2 years of depression was a grieving process, which I think was important for me to do because I'd lost so much, but that can't last forever. So I started joining Facebook groups and this app called The Mighty, which is for people with chronic illnesses. And I started finding joy for the first time in 2 years by connecting with other people who lived with chronic pain or depression or anxiety or previous trauma, and encouraging them, making them feel not so alone, giving them advice, whatever the situation was. I found joy in that. And I realized, okay, maybe I can't do the job I was doing before, and maybe I can't have an actual job right now. But at this point in my life, I think my purpose is to help other people that are going through some of the same things that I've gone through.
Oh, sure. Yeah.
And yeah, so that's kind of when I just decided that our circumstances don't control our destiny or our attitudes. We do.
You do.
And
Yeah.
and I just
Mhm.
think that my pain has a purpose now, and that's to equip me to be there for other people going through the same thing. So I started a blog and then I started a podcast called It Hurts to Mom. And I connect with parents or other people who are experiencing chronic pain or illness journeys and just help them not feel so alone. I started a group at my church, a small group, and it's specifically for people with chronic pain. And I've had 2 ladies in my group tell me they literally were praying for a group like this. And I started it, and I didn't have any clue anybody was praying for me to start a group. I just decided 1 out of 5 people lives with chronic pain. So statistically, there are plenty of people in my church who have chronic pain. And sure enough, I've got a group of about 11 women, and we just do life together every week. And it's just really encouraging for us not to have to walk through this journey alone and to have that kind of community.
Yeah. And also, I mean, to me, a lot of people think that money is more important, and it really isn't. Money can't buy happiness. Yeah, you need it. You need it to pay your basic bills, but as long as you can get by and be happy, that's what counts. And health always
Yeah.
should come first.
Yeah. And it'd be nice if I had a job, but I can't work right now. That's just what life has thrown me. So I'm doing my best to have this new purpose in my life. And I'm finding a lot of joy at it, but I really enjoy talking with other people, like on my podcast and connecting with them. I really, really enjoy leading my women's group. It's been beautiful what God has created, in the
Mhm.
midst of my physical and
Yeah.
emotional pain.
Have you ever thought about really getting into entrepreneurship, such as like going to Speakers Playhouse, monetizing your podcast, doing affiliates, speaking? Because that's what, me and Tyler are doing. You
Mhm,
see, we're blind and we can't see, and for obvious reasons, it's just extremely difficult for us to find sustainable work. Which
mhm.
is why I'm not working now, but I'm okay. I'm taking it to the next level. I'm right now, my job is to work on my company, and I mean, it's really taking off and doing well. So have you thought about just giving up finding a job and just going into business yourself?
Well, I've given up on the idea of having a regular kind of job. Um, I've thought about maybe trying to monetize my podcast but I haven't. I don't know what God has in store for me. Maybe this is just what it's about. Maybe it's not supposed to be monetized. Maybe it is. I'm not sure. If the
Right.
opportunity comes up, then I would, certainly look into it and take it. I just don't know what God has planned for me yet.
Makes sense. Makes sense. Yeah. And
Of
so,
course.
of course. And so, I want to go back a little bit. So, I know you said you went through a lot of depression, trauma. I agree that uh, mental pain can cause physical pain, and if you don't do anything about it, it only gets worse. And it seems like
Hmm.
that you taken care of yourself. It's great. But have you ever felt anger? Because I, have you ever felt that?
Absolutely.
Anger's not good. I don't like it.
Yeah, but in some cases, anger is just telling you that there's some kind of injustice in the world. So, like, I'm
Yeah,
incredibly angry at, the my cousin who assaulted me because he did the same thing to his little girl, and I tried to help her and I couldn't. Me or nobody cared. I don't was. And I'm still incredibly angry at the man who raped me and physically abused me. I'm trying to work through it and forgive them, but
yeah.
which is a journey, of course. But it's just been a
But
really hard process because I do still feel anger.
but it seems from, I mean, of course, I haven't, been around you, but from what you've described to me, it seems that you have not let the anger take hold. You have not displayed it. Makes
No,
sense?
no, I don't feel anger like all the time. It's really just when I'm thinking about the situation. And anger is a secondary emotion. They say there's always something under it, whether that's fear or whether that's hurt. I think for me a lot of it is hurt. These people hurt me so badly that it's hard to get over that. But I mean, I'm in trauma therapy, and I'm working through these things because I do
Yeah.
want to forgive them, because not because I think they deserve it, because I don't think they do, but because I don't want to still have negative feelings towards them. But I don't let any kind of anger control my life. That serves no purpose. I even forgave my dad before he passed away, year before last, of the verbal abuse and a lot of things that he said to me, because I realized it doesn't not do me any good to be angry at a dead man. And
And
so I worked through that process and forgave him.
yeah, yeah, yeah. And so like I know like the abuse occurred at a young age. Did the assault occur right around that time or later in life?
So the assault from my cousin was when I was 18, and my rape was at 19, and the physical abuse was 19 and 20. So it was all in those 3 years.
Yeah, I see. It, but you've come out on top. I mean, it sounds like, and I'm proud of you for that. And you seem very spiritual, religious, which is the way to go. You've heard of Speaker's Playhouse before, right?
I don't think I have.
Oh,
I'll have to write that down.
I would love to invite you. It's epic. It's fun. Potapalooza is so much fun. You're gonna love
Okay.
it. Um, um, you, it's Potapalooza is an event where a ton of podcasters get together. You interview each other. There's speakers. I got to speak on the last Potapalooza. The next one is coming up. It's I don't know what you're doing. April 26th, right, Tyler? I think it's Potapalooza. But if you're free, well, it's okay. It's okay. I'll send you the link.
Yeah.
But if you
Sure.
if you're free, you should come.
Okay. I'll look
Yeah.
into that.
Yeah. But it seems like you're managing well, you're managing emotionally, which is, and how old are your kids now?
She just turned 10.
Oh, 10. Oh, great.
Yeah.
Wow. All right. Well, so I don't believe I have anything else for you. It seems like you already told me you're moving forward. You're not sure like if you want to monetize, which I get it. You know, it's a step-by-step process. Me and Tyler are learning this too.
Yeah.
But you know, Tyler, what questions do you have for our guest show?
I feel that you probably covered all the bases. It seems that that your story just is inspirational because you know, like you overcome so many obstacles in life, like all of us have to. And I would argue that every single person in the world, in order to succeed, has to. In fact, one of my band directors that I had when I was in high school, she was the head band director. She said that success is not measured by achievement, but by the obstacles you overcome.
Yeah.
I mean, it's true, because in order to achieve success, you have to overcome obstacles. Like, to even begin with, like, you can't just expect to just achieve something just because. No, you got to work hard. And then, of course, there was my superintendent that was once there. He told us that tradition plus pride plus hard work equals success. You know, I don't know if you've heard of that before, or teamwork makes the dream work. You know, he would say
You're
stuff
right.
like that at assemblies and stuff. Man, we had fun at our school district too. It was
Yeah.
cool. Like, if you had perfect attendance, you would get like a TV possibly, or money, or a gift
Wow.
card. It was cool.
Oh, yeah.
And they would do a fireworks show for the graduates at the end of the year. So that was really
Fun.
cool. Yeah. So yeah, I went to a good school district, and I was treated equally because my mom fought for me so that I could be treated equally.
Good.
And it was amazing. So yeah, I feel that you probably had good parents who fought to really have very good parents per se, like very like supportive all like at first, but maybe a little, I don't know.
They got better as I got older, but back to your point about obstacles, I'm reading this book right now called The Uninvited Companion, and it's all about how God uses our difficult circumstances to grow us and mature us and bring us closer to him if we allow him to.
Absolutely.
And they even said that God almost always uses these difficult circumstances. We just have to allow him to. And that's kind of what I feel about my life, is that I've got a choice in all of these situations. I could either run from him, or I could run towards him.
That's
And
right.
the best decision is always to run towards him.
Yes, it is.
Absolutely. Yep. And but yeah, it's pretty amazing, your story, and we want to thank you
Thank you
for
for being on.
taking the time out of your day to just
Thank
come on.
you. Yeah,
You're
thank
so
you
welcome.
for being interested. You guys have been very kind.
Yeah, I believe you found us on a Facebook group, right? I think.
Yes, yes.
Yeah, it's working. It's working. So
Yeah.
so Tyler, can you close us out with our customary
Mhm.
ending if you don't have anything else?
Okay. So, what do you say to people who feel they have no hope in life?
For me,
Yeah.
that question for me,
Yeah, it is.
tomorrow everything could change.
Yeah.
Yeah,
This
okay.
this difficult circumstance that you're going through, the depression, whatever it is only temporary. Things always get better. They
They
can
do.
get better. God can make them better. You just
That's
have
right.
to have some faith.
That's right.
Right.
There you go.
That's right. There you
Pretty
go.
awesome.
Well, Lauren, thanks so much for being on the show. Everybody give it up for Lauren Rose.
Thank you.
Stay blessed, everybody. We hope you feel renewed, inspired, and encouraged, like you can just carry on and conquer the world.
Please hit the subscribe button on all platforms and tell your friends and family to do the same.
Blessings to all.